Hey everyone, I thought I'd post an update video. I haven't posted in I think a couple of weeks. It's the 2nd of April 2022 and I thought I'd show you what I've accomplished. First and foremost, had an adventure, had a flood. The kitchen is directly above the railroad room and the dishwasher leaked and all the water came down into the basement and right onto the layout over here in staging. And this got really wet and I had to cut that cork up, but that wasn't a big deal because it's not necessary. All of the locos got wet, but I was able to just let them dry for a few days, pop the shells off, check the electronics, make sure no water was in the decoders or in the motors, and everything's fine. These got wet and I had to reprint those, not a big deal. These labels got wet, I had to reprint those, not a big deal. Except I ran out of ink and had to wait a few days. But other than that, no big deal. We got off really lucky. The kitchen was okay as well, not any real damage up there. And so we kind of dodged a bullet. Something fun I've been playing with, I got to catch up with this train. I've started playing with 3D printing freight cars. So these three hoppers right here are 3D printed. If you look close, and it's kind of hard to tell on video, some of the details like the ladders didn't come out real well, but the car bodies came out pretty great. I put microtrain struts and couplers on them, put some weights in them, and there they are. About 23 cents worth of material in the body of the car, and then the trucks are about $6 a car for trucks and couplers, but kind of a fun thing. Let's see, on to real update stuff. I've been playing with making trees. I've used a couple of different methods. I'll post links to these tutorials in the comment section. These little guys, they're about 40 feet tall and in scale, are made out of these chenille bumps or chenille strips. They're basically pipe cleaners that are oddly shaped. I got a bundle of 100 of these for about $12 on eBay, so that's about 400 trees worth of material. And the tree goes together in about a minute. And so it's a very quick way to make lots of trees, and I need lots of trees for the mountains. This method is a lot more time consuming. These are about 10 minutes a tree, but they make a lot nicer looking foreground tree. This is a bamboo skewer with blue cut to size furnace filter material that you tear up in little bits and glue on there, and then spray it and spray paint it, and then dip it in glue and dip it in your scenery material, and you get a tree. So yeah, I'll post links to those tutorials. Jimmy over at DIY and Digital is the DIY and Digital Railroad is where I picked up this one, and there are various versions of this tutorial on the internet all over the place, but I followed the one from the It's My Railroad, and so I'll post a link to that one as well. And they look pretty good. These are all the little chenille bump trees up here on the mountain. This is something else I've been working on, is scenery work on the mountain and painting the tunnel portals. This one's about done. I just need to seal it up. This one's just got a primer and a wash on it. But they're turning out really great, actually. And got the rock work painted around the tunnel portal and finished up so it fits the tunnel portals, and that's about done. Did some plaster work down here along the peninsula so that it doesn't look so flat. That's about dry, and then I can paint it. It's been drying for a couple of days. And then over here, I decided I wanted another industry, so I recycled an old timber trestle off my old railroad and made a coal trestle. I moved this turnout so I could make this spur longer. The turnout was about here. And then added this coal trestle so that now this dealer sells gasoline, fuel oil for home furnaces, and coal. Something along those lines anyway. I think that's it as far as visual accomplishments on the railroad. The only other thing I've done is I've electrically isolated the railroad from this point right here all the way up and around the mountain. So this track down here, through that tunnel, through that tunnel, out this tunnel, back up and around, and out that tunnel to here. That's electrically isolated now. I'm going to use a current sensing device to build a signaling system so that at each end of that, what you would call a block, so here and over at the other side, there will be a red and green signal that indicates whether a train is on that section of track. So as an example, if an operator has a train and they're coming this way and need to head up the mountain, if that light is red, they'll know a train is on that section of track, potentially coming the other direction, and they need to wait until that signal goes green before they proceed. Because there's no real good place for a meet or for two trains to pass each other going opposite directions up that line. It's a single track main. So that will be a fun little element to add. It won't be exactly how the signaling works on a real railroad, but it'll be kind of a fun element to add and make it a little easier when we're operating for operators to know if they can go ahead and proceed up the line or if they need to wait right here for the train to come down and pass them. Anyway, I think that's about it. I appreciate you watching. I hope you find these informative or educational or fun or something like that. And I'll post more when I've got more to post.